in the printing.
That's the garbage money.
I didn't push the button.
42,000 is for K. It just says balanced.
Yes.
And the 40, the whatever 40,000, if that's what it is, it
But-
goes to garbage.
Yeah.
The 42 plus the
I
sticker.
understand what you're saying, I totally understand that, but if we motion as printed, you don't go up, you always go down from the
You
line.
you can't motion as printed because it's not printed right.
But it was motioned and accepted, correct?
At the town meeting.
At the town meeting.
Yeah.
If it's incorrect, it would have to be fixed at a later point, not just changed because the
Or we'd be
townspeople voted
reprinting
as
and
printed.
re-voting
Well, if the
on
money's
it.
not, if the money's not in that account for the fire department, how would you like us to get that money?
By this, the townspeople said to put that money in that account.
So who says that up doesn't go with that line?
That's basic, they're never,
I
it
think
doesn't
because
go up and
there's a
down.
gap, there's a space here, like below I and in between K with nothing next to it.
It all goes
So it
down.
looks like it's hanging underneath.
Right.
the
It just is
fund.
on top of it, that's all.
Right.
So I think we need, like, technically we would have to, that at the special town meeting, it would have to be reprinted and so that everything lines up.
Right.
But that's still the number on, for the garbage, the number still has two numbers that go with it. Both sticker fund and that 42,000 go with the garbage.
Okay.
So someone else is gonna come in and complain that why is it below?
Right.
It shouldn't be below, it should be above.
No, it should be below.
But I'm just saying, you're
You-
splitting hairs, it's,
Right.
Well, no, if you're reading line items, you would never go, you would go A and whatever's below to A, and then when you get to B, that's the next line. It wouldn't be, the line above B is included in B, it goes A, and then however many lines until you get to the next one.
Do we have the possibility for printing lines?
yes, yep, and we're going to next year.
That will take care of all of our
It may.
questions.
For next year, but this
Right,
year, it's
but for
still,
this year,
you'd have to have it voted. to
For
the
this
town-
year, this has been brought up and it's been addressed. So,
In regards to, so.
in regards to it being out of order, and everybody understood,
You just missed it.
Just asking because the way that I would read it at the
Yep,
meeting would
yep,
be
that's
42,000.
that's totally fine, yep, it's been discussed, and it's understood. Moving on, building audit and what we need to do for it. And I put Doug Bowden work discussion as number 5, but they kind of go hand in hand. I'm Ian, by the way, good to meet you. Have you had a chance to look at this audit at all?
I haven't even seen the list yet.
Okay.
I did a bunch of stuff the last time they did one, and
Okay, so
Yeah.
can we give you a copy of it and
Sure.
have you look at it?
yeah.
Before the next meeting would be totally fine.
Sure.
And if there's anything you're not comfortable,
I can sub people on and get
perfect.
stuff done, whatever
can we
needs to be
get,
done.
will you give us an estimate for that?
Of course,
Okay,
yeah.
Rodney?
Will that cover the stuff that has to be fixed at the firehouse too?
That is part of the audit now.
I don't know that I got the fire department stuff, I'd have to look. That might have come in a separate report to you.
Okay.
I don't know, let me just,
I know his biggest concern was the chimney outside.
yep, okay, that's here.
Yeah.
Yep, I see
And
fire
that
department
broken glass in
stuff.
that door on that blue building, but that door was just taken out, framed out, put another door in it, different door.
Okay, I can
Well,
photocopy those
It's
for.
been run into a plow.
Well, not this one.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
When they were sanding it.
Yeah.
Some more fire stuff.
As long as he has it before he leaves, that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
If he can go over it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's back in the.
so she's just gonna give him a copy of the audit report.
And
Okay.
go over it and then give us
Give us
an
an
idea.
And you, yep,
Okay,
So that's that, Doug. Is that,
Yeah.
that's okay? Okay.
Oh, anytime,
Excellent,
yeah,
excellent, excellent.
yeah. You got a list there?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
If you are, if
Or you
that's
wanna
all,
print another one, or?
I was going to, if,
Yeah, that's.
is that all you need Doug for?
Yeah.
Are you leaving, or are you sticking around for the?
I hate this, so.
I'll get you.
The man's honest.
so is there anything else about the building audit?
No, I think that's it. Doug will look it over and get back to us. I think that's it. Concealed weapons.
That's me. So I spoke with the state, I spoke with Jim Woodside. We are currently not doing background checks here at Waldo. The state offered in 2015, and Waldo at the time said no, they didn't want to be a part of the program, whoever was here at the time. I'm not gonna speak for anyone else, but
Okay, yeah.
at the time, 2015, they said they were all set. I personally think, even though Maine's open carry, we should still be doing background checks if anybody wants a concealed weapons permit.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's really up for discussion. So we can get a non-billable account. I have all the information so that it's not gonna cost us anything. The state will pay the small fee for the Inform Me website.
Okay.
So it costs the town nothing.
Cool.
And we
Excellent.
can check, they'll also give us the permission if we hire someone new
Mhm.
and we want to discuss doing a background check on a new person who's going to be working here. We can do that at that time as well.
Okay.
It's not for personal use, it is not for any other use,
Right.
but I can get that set up and get that set up with you so that you'll have access to it as the clerk to be able to have.
So will
Running.
I be submitting? Are you talking about me submitting? the
I think
background checks for it?
regularly, it's gonna come to us, is that
Okay.
correct?
Yeah, that's
So-
they usually drop it off at the office to me and then I give it to whoever handles it.
Okay, perfect, then you can just stay with us.
The
Okay.
other option to doing it is that we do it ourselves, and checks really aren't that significant for us to do.
And
They, whoever the selectmen were back in 2015, that was what they opted to do.
So how would we run a background check ourselves without
We
them?
don't, there's 3 places to do it. DHHS will run it, there's no cost to us if we run it through them. Dorothea Dix, and there is, I think it was a $21 fee for them, which the applicant would have to pay. And the state records will do a criminal background check, there's a fee for that, the applicant would have to pay, and that's it.
Yeah, the state right now is saying they're too overwhelmed and they won't take on any more, from my conversation with Jim. But again, we can
Who
set,
in the state?
uh,
They've got a special department set up for this now.
yeah, for background checks.
No. It's a criminal records check.
Yes. So what's the problem with us doing it here ourselves?
There's no problem with doing it
It's
either
free.
way.
Okay,
But we're like 7 months behind on them now, and they need
so
to
do
get that.
we have a lot to do?
Hmm?
A lot of concealed weapons permits? Okay, so it's manageable. And I think going forward, it's gonna be easier for us to do it as they come in, rather than trying to wait on anyone else's timeline, personally. To call Dorothea Dix or to call DHHS, and we can just sign up online for free through the state.
Are you comfortable handling that?
Yeah, sure.
So do you want me to give her the?
I guess, I go either way with it.
Okay, so then,
Hand this to you.
this is concealed weapons, okay? So then I would make a motion to go ahead and set up the account through the state to do concealed weapons here ourselves.
I second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Can I say that again?
I'm making a motion to have concealed weapons go through us, through the Inform Me website, through the state of Maine for free. We can run it ourselves. Through the person's date of birth.
So the state will do the whole process.
It goes through the state's website, they Inform Me, but we don't have to call another department to get it done. We can just do them as they come in.
Right.
So there won't be a backlog, you won't have to wait on DHHS, Dorothea Dix, it's still a free program. It just goes through the state police.
It sounds good, as long as it works.
Yeah, I mean,
Diane?
I just had a question. Is this like a special program we'll load onto one of the computers or is it a website, do you know?
it's a website.
Oh, okay.
It's, yeah, I can send the link if you wanna look at it as the clerk. I don't,
It doesn't matter to me, I was just curious if we needed to download a specific program, if we needed to determine which computer would be best to put that on or
Okay,
anything,
yeah.
that's all.
So do they
It's not a
issue the
problem.
permit?
the state of Maine?
Right.
we'll be issuing the permit, the town of Waldo.
They just do the background check.
Exactly.
Okay.
Did you have a question?
So I have one that needs to be updated.
Okay,
It ran out in May,
okay.
so if I give you my stuff, could you run that one first? I
First.
believe I got 3 months.
Well, we have, there's
Well, if we
some
only
in there-
have 3, I don't think it'll take too long to get all of them done, but
Okay,
yeah, you can bring it in and we'll get it run for you. As long
there's-
as we get
There's
this
some in there
approved
from
so we
back
can
from
get it sent.
January.
But there's only 3 permits, is
Right.
what you're saying,
As far as I know, yes.
okay?
But there are a couple that have been waiting.
Because
A
nothing
while.
came up.
Okay, and so what's the $20? with
This is their payment for the background check. There's 2 checks in there also, which.
Well, so then that wouldn't go to me, I'm not gonna be handling money, correct? I would go to Kelly.
Right, but if you're taking the permit, you'd be taking the fee as well, and then turning that over to me either every time or
Okay,
batch them or whatever.
alright,
Whatever works for you, or bring them up to Diane and she can put them in the bag and
Okay.
just clip that it's concealed weapons.
okay.
Make a note, yeah.
So on that motion, did all 3 of you say yes?
No, we're still discussing.
Oh,
Oh, we already voted, I thought.
I thought so too, so I was like, make sure I get it right in the meeting minutes.
I will second your motion.
Okay,
Okay.
so are we all in favor of doing it ourselves?
Yes,
3-0,
Okay.
okay, got it.
yes,
Perfect,
okay, excellent.
alright.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead.
moving on.
Hmm?
Moving on.
Sure.
Okay. So EMA and road commissioner, I've got together, we've had one person come forward for EMA, that's Bob, very thankful for that. Is there anything you wanted to fill us in on, like any more trainings you need to take, or?
So what I did was in preparation for this meeting, I did call Waldo EMA, and there's only one class that I would need to take. It's 800, I think, does that sound about right? 800 would be the only one I'd have to take.
Jesus, Bobby.
I did try and go on the FEMA webpage, because I have an account there. It's down right now, so I spoke with Olga, who's the deputy EMA director. I mean, the commitment wouldn't be like once a month. They'd have annual training that I would have to go through, and I guess they split it up throughout the year through, is it Tuesday nights, does that sound about right? And they would, which is fine, Monday fire department, Tuesday EMA.
Okay.
So, I've been in the fire service since 1998. Former fire chief as well, now the assistant chief, so, keep a really good connection both with town and the fire department, so, yeah.
No, I think it's a great fit, honestly.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, and then when it comes to road commissioner, Diane, have we had anybody reach out?
No one has responded to the Facebook or email posting about it. We've had no interest.
So, with that being said, go ahead.
What?
Are you gonna say something? No? Okay. With that being said, I know last time we had come to a stalemate
Yeah, it was.
whether to have
Yeah.
Tom continue or not, and we voted to put it out to on the website. What are your thoughts on it now?
How long's it been? 2 weeks? 1 week?
2 weeks.
2 weeks,
Thanks.
Yes.
and no one's interested at all.
No, we haven't even had anybody ask questions about it. There's been silence.
Yeah, I think my only downfall for Tom continuing really was what we ran into last time was trouble voting, trouble with the tiebreaker, and it just makes it a little bit challenging
Right,
on this end.
when it comes to road stuff, yeah. But for the immediate future, I'm not seeing another option.
Yeah.
And I think Tom covers and does it very well.
You're interested, Cody?
I was gonna say Tom.
Go ahead.
If you want, we can send out periodically, keep sending a message to see if anybody gains interest throughout the remaining 9 months. and use Tom in the interim, you know what I mean, if we want to. Cause I can understand you guys being a little hesitant where you could easily come to a tie vote.
Right.
I mean, we do have the tiebreaker thing in place, that the state has set up where we can do a drawing of straws or pick out of a hat or whatever in the event of that. I understand that's not ideal when we're talking about potentially a big project or something.
Right.
But I mean, we can always use that if needed, and or I can even just send an email and put out a Facebook post that, you know, we're extending this opening, so if anybody wants to come forward within the next couple weeks or month maybe, and then I can bring those names to you if that time comes.
Yeah. I
It's
don't know,
up
does
to you
that
guys.
post on our website as well or no? On the
We
town
don't
website?
generally post stuff like that on the website. Is
Okay.
there a place to post that on the website?
Kind of on like the main page or
Right.
something, if you're looking for
Right.
someone.
Yeah, I can fit it somewhere.
Okay.
Jim?
I read through that again, I may misunderstand this, and the discussion got quite complicated last time. I thought the first choice was if we didn't have a distinct road commissioner, that the select board itself, the three of you could act as road commissioner, making those road decisions.
We can't until the next town meeting when that gets voted and approved on.
They can't appoint themselves.
Right.
That
The
would be a
the townspeople has to appoint
Right.
us three as road commissioner. We can't
Right.
just,
Right.
yeah.
It could come up at like one of the special town meetings
Yeah.
that we're gonna be having, but we have to have the town vote on it.
And I think with the,
To me, that
with
just
the,
makes sense, you know,
What's that?
to me, that just makes sense if the three of you would
Yeah.
work together for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
and take this opportunity to really verse yourself on the roads.
Yep.
So that you know and you're not just,
Oh, yeah.
okay, yeah, whatever the road commissioner says, that you
Right.
can verse yourself and say, oh, you know what, he is right, that is the best, and you know, can
Yeah.
talk to people and stuff like that, and I think with the big projects coming up, that we really need one person.
Diane?
Do we want to add that to our ongoing list of things for the special town meeting? So that way, if we haven't gotten any other volunteers
Yeah.
by then, we could make it,
Yeah.
potentially, assuming it gets voted that way.
Absolutely.
That works.
Yep. So, in the meantime, do we wanna just leave things alone? I mean, we can't not have a road commissioner, we really,
Right.
you know, we gotta have,
And for 2 weeks, it's been Tom in the
It's-
interim, since
yeah.
we've been waiting,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Until, when is the meeting, Diana? Is it September 9th, did you say, or?
We
is it gonna
haven't
be in
set a
September?
date yet, we had talked about either maybe September or October,
Yeah.
sometime in the fall.
Just
when
when
we
kids
could
have gone back
hopefully
to
get-
school and
right.
families are here and they're not, right.
Not everybody's gone on vacation
Yeah.
and stuff,
So
so.
maybe sometime like early in September, we can
Yeah.
schedule something and get that on the books too.
Yeah, maybe we can all take a look at our calendars
Yeah.
and see what might be a
A
good,
date that works. for
yeah,
them.
and, I mean, maybe weigh the pros and cons of a weeknight meeting versus maybe a
Yeah.
weekend meeting.
Yeah.
I know we've already had to do 2 weekend meetings, but it might be worth it if it's gonna
Right.
be a large
More
warrant.
people can come, there's a lot of stuff on there.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Another clarification, if I might. I understood that in Tom continuing to act as road commissioner as part of the select board, when he's speaking as road commissioner, he has to, it's best practice to identify that fact, that one is speaking as the road commissioner and not the select board, and vice versa, when one is contributing to the discussion of the select board, they're contributing it as a member of the select board and not necessarily the road commissioner. Now, that might be a small distinction, but if you can keep that in mind, I think it helps identify the road commissioner's interest and the town's interest in a bigger sense, represented by the three of you. And there might be some balancing off that's necessary to make those kinds of decisions. So I hope going forward in this time frame, you can sort of keep that clarity in place, so it's clear to us who's, in this case, Tom, if he's speaking from his position and responsibility as a road commissioner, which is one thing, or contributing to the discussion as representing all of us on the select board.
Right, and that distinction would really only need to be made when we're talking about roads.
and expenditures on roads.
Right, yes,
Yes,
yes.
and road
yes.
projects,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
roads, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Across the board and voting,
Yeah.
because it will still come down to,
On road commissioner type
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, that works for me.
okay.
Work for you, Tom?
Yeah, so are you two in agreement now?
Are you in agreement?
Yeah, but I abstain from.
He can't, he doesn't have an opinion.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. So do we have to make a motion to leave things alone for the interim?
To keep Tom as interim road commissioner until the next town meeting? I'll second that motion.
Okay.
Great. Diane?
Did you guys want to appoint Bob as the EMA director
Yeah.
also?
Maybe I'll
Before
work
we
for that,
get
right?
off that topic, sorry.
Thank you, Diane, I was gonna loop back to that, we need a motion for that one too.
Yeah, that's what I
You were
was,
good with that too, right, Tom?
Hmm?
You were good with that too, right?
With Bob,
Bob.
the EMA?
Yeah,
Okay.
So who?
get with me afterward, Bob, I'll go
Yep.
over some other things with you too.
Works for me.
What's your last name, Bob?
Cartier, C-A-R-T-I-E-R.
So we make a motion to elect Bob Cartier as EMA director?
I'll second that to
Okay.
appoint Bob as
Until the next town meeting, they go, yes.
EMA.
Cool.
Congratulations. Craig?
Normally the EMA is appointed or elected?
I said
Elected.
appointed.
What's that?
Elected.
I said appointed.
No,
In the
he's
motion.
elected.
No, I'm talking about normal.
What
It's elected. So if we can appoint elected position now, can we appoint the board to the elected position?
no, they can't appoint themselves because that's a conflict to appoint
Because
yourself
if he
to.
goes out, they automatically would become road commissioner because they have to run it. No?
No,
And that, there would be an appointment? No?
right, basically they would have to appoint, the board would have to appoint somebody and they cannot appoint themselves according to
I'm just
MMA's.
I
trying to
can answer
understand the
this too
distinction
for you
between the
guys.
two.
Yep.
So according to MMA in chapter 5,
Yep.
I read this today, municipal officers, school committee members, and the town moderator are the only officials who by statute must be elected. Everyone else can be appointed, so he can be appointed as he.
Correct, but if it's already been normal practice, then it
The
can't
precedent
change
is that he's
without,
elected.
without an ordinance change or a charter change.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
Diane?
So in the event, I've spoken to
Yeah.
MMA Legal in depth about this.
Yep.
So the reason that they are allowed to appoint him when it's typically an elected position,
Mhm.
without us having, because you are correct, typically if there's an elected position, we wanna make it appointed, we would approve that. So in this circumstance, it's allowed because the current EMA director had to step down.
Okay.
So in that position, they're allowed to appoint for
So
the
it's a-
remaining term.
Temporary suspension.
Correct.
It's the same for the school board.
Yeah, it's a temporary appointment just until the next town meeting when it'll be revoted.
All right, no, I
Yep.
just need clarification,
Yep.
sorry.
No, that's fine.
Kelly?
And to clarify the pay, we're just going to continue where Tom left off. Like, we're not gonna give him the whole
Right,
25, cause he's already been
right,
paid.
it's prorated.
I
Right,
think
yeah.
that's,
Okay, that might wanna be part of the motion as well, just so there's no confusion.
are you okay with that, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get with you and get a W-4.
Yeah.
Whatnot,
Works for me.
okay? If I didn't know we were doing this tonight, I would've had it ready. And I was like, okay, I'm just saying that
Oh,
might
thank
wanna be,
Oh, and the freedom.
Put in the notes as well, so that there's nobody's.
Yeah, no.
so Bob's pay will be prorated for the year from where Tom left off for
Motion.
EMA.
Second.
Great,
Does that make sense, Ms. Kane?
Oh, cool.
anybody else on that one?
Today.
All set on that one?
I think we are.
Okay, so, credit cards?
Yeah.
I think that it's important to say that I just got one solicited estimate for this credit card processing. It's who we all use through our businesses too, it's zero cost to us. It's, zero cost to the town when someone runs their card, it's a 3% flat fee, which most other towns do this as well. They put it back on the person using the card. just like, you know, in Belfast, if you wanna register anything, it costs you 3.5%. Because we're a municipality, she'll do it for 3%, and it goes back on the person using the card. The only cost would be $7.95 a month, $7.95 a month. For the Clover device, if we wanted to download the app and use it for bookkeeping, which I don't think you need to do because you already have QuickBooks.
Yeah, my only question would be, how does it all,
That would
because
be-
I had this for a while with credit card processing from our own bank,
Okay,
and it's free.
Yep.
And they charge, and, the class that Diane and I would have to take to process them is all included in it as well.
she'll come do this also in person.
Yeah.
It's, and she's also support.
Yeah.
She's who we
Yeah.
use for business, so I
Yeah.
figured I'd at least ask her. But a lot of people wanna use a card,
Mhm.
and it just,
Yeah.
we're at that point, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I just wonder if it would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been talking about
Last
it.
spring, we had
Yeah.
brought it to the board,
Great.
and then it was such a crazy busy election year, and there was a lot going on, that it just kinda got put on the back burner, but a lot of folks have been bringing it up recently, so I was glad you mentioned it, because I was planning to bring it back up again.
Great.
I just think that it would be easier to use our bank, that way there would be no third person. The bank and bank statements would be,
Yeah, that's fine. If we wanna go ahead and get a copy of what you have from the
Yeah.
bank, and I can share this with you guys as well, and then we can bring it back up at the next meeting so we can all look it over, but I just wanted to make sure it was brought up that we did have a free option as well,
Yeah.
so.
yeah, this has got prices on it, but he did tell me by the end of the conversation that it's pretty much free.
Yeah, if you just wanna send me a
Yeah.
copy and then I can
Yeah.
look that over and I'll send
Because
you
we've
guys
had
a
several
copy of mine, too.
conversations, it's not just this, so that, and he says it changes all the time, and they're constantly getting updated machines, and we had like 2 or 3 different options on machines, but,
Yeah, this,
And he was
she's gonna
like-
give us the machine
Yeah.
for free, it's brand new,
Right.
again, because it's a municipality.
right, and he first said, well, it's this much for this machine and that, and I was like, all right, trying to get everything down, and then by the end of the conversation, he was like, actually, you can probably have it for free and free per month.
Yeah.
Too, so,
Yeah.
I will get the specifics from him.
Yeah.
If we want
And
to
then we can
compare.
just compare estimates and
Right.
see which one we wanna go with,
Do they have different, cards that they accept?
everything.
They accept all?
Oh, yeah,
So, property taxes, anything,
you could put anything on a card.
anything that we wanna pay, oh, great.
But you have to pay the 3%.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like going to the
I
grocery
understand.
store.
Processing fee, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right, oh,
But
that's
yeah.
good, that's good.
Diane?
And I just to add, if we do move forward and actually get this capability, that will actually allow us to be able to let people do like their ATVs, snowmobiles,
Yes.
fishing
Yeah.
stuff online.
Exactly,
Eventually, if we ever let vehicle registrations go there, they can do that.
which she has in here too, you can absolutely do that, and it's gonna basically free up time for you guys too,
Right.
which you have enough on your plate, I
Well,
think.
we have to update our program with Trio. So
Yeah.
it's actually a very hefty cost, I believe, for us to go online for that, but they would be
For
able.
accepting payment, you mean?
No, to actually, for people to, do you know the auto renewal? Did Belfast do that when you lived there, where you could go online and re-register your vehicle?
Yes. You can do
So
that.
for that, this would be the first step, getting that,
see.
and then if we upgrade our program, if we get approval for funding for that at a
Yeah.
town meeting at some point, then people could do it in the convenience of their own home.
Right.
Which I know a lot of
saves
people would be
everyone
happy
time.
about.
Right,
Yes,
and
But
if
it
you're not
may be a
open or
big-
here one day,
right,
It may be a big
exactly.
upfront cost for the town too.
Right,
yeah,
yes.
we can look at,
yes.
you know, the numbers for that, but I just wanted to get it moving in the way of like, we
We
should be accepting credit cards.
Yeah,
at this
absolutely.
point.
No, I just wanted to let you know, that could open up a lot of other things
Which is
too.
exciting, I think,
Yes.
probably too, and hopefully for you a little bit too.
Just wouldn't be able to definitely go to the next
Well, you
Yes,
can still come in.
so if we can just say we're gonna look next, throughout the week at your estimate and my estimate and compare them and then
Okay.
decide next week at the next meeting
Okay.
for credit card processing. I'll make a motion to do that.
Second.
Great. Perfect.
Moving on?
Yeah.
So, number 10 is meeting and training dates. I think you have that down. Meetings
Is that what I
and
said?
training dates.
Oh, I do have one training, that's available for us via Zoom. It's, I believe, September 9th, that's probably why it was sticking out to me. And it's basically just like, you're a select board member, like now what? And it's a free training, through Zoom. And I thought that it would be worth bringing up to see if anybody else is even interested. I know it's a little ways off, but
Yeah.
I figured figured I
No,
wanted
it's good
to
to plan ahead.
bring it up and see if anybody else was even interested, and if so, then I'll get more information on it.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't see why not, yeah.
Are we setting the next meeting date under this one too?
Well, I kind of wanted to bring that up because we are kind of having to have one between, or there would have been 3 weeks between meetings, and
And that's gonna happen 4 or 5 times a year.
I know, so do we want to adjust this instead of the,
Second and fourth.
huh?
Second and fourth.
Yeah, the second and fourth, do we want to adjust it to something else?
What, like first and
Bi-weekly.
third, or by,
Yeah,
like
instead
every other
of,
week?
No, like
Instead
every
of
other
saying
week, there's never-
every second and fourth, it will be bi-weekly,
Right, so is that every
whichever,
week?
right,
Yeah, I think that's fine.
okay.
So will we meet next week?
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question.
Well, that's our, I think we already established that we were gonna meet next week.
Okay.
Yes.
And then
So-
going forward,
And
we
then-
would say every other week,
Yep.
we'll
Okay.
meet as a
Yep.
select board,
Yep,
instead of
bi-weekly, yep.
Okay,
second.
so
We'll get the
7/14
notices out.
we'll meet.
Are you comfortable
Does that work
with
for you, Tom?
Well, we had, when we had brought this up originally, the fire department meets on second,
First.
first and third, Rodney, is that right?
Yeah.
So we didn't conflict with them.
Yes, and I realize that. Rodney?
But I have time, fire meeting don't start until 6:30, so that's not a problem.
Right.
Okay.
And I'll put Rodney's stuff on the
First?
Yeah,
So we
Yeah.
can get
as soon as we get into it, Rodney will be first, so he can blow out of here
Yep.
when he has to. Yeah,
And,
so,
okay, sorry.
go ahead.
Jim could not be at this one, he had a conflict. He would like to come to the 14th, and I told him I wasn't sure if it was gonna happen the 14th, but if we are, I will have Jim come.
Yep. Yep.
Is that the assessor?
That's the
We'll bring
assessment.
our news with us.
Yeah.
That'll be long.
So I will ask,
Expensive acre, isn't it? Yeah, you ain't kidding.
so,
Taxes doubled.
Well, assessment.
The assessment,
The taxes haven't been changed yet.
right, the assessment.
Okay. then that's my to-do, my to-do. Okay.
Okay.
So what did we settle on for the schedule?
So, I'm gonna make a motion that we meet bi-weekly instead of the second and fourth. We'll be going to bi-weekly.
Starting.
So that'll change.
After-
Starting after this, our next meeting.
on the
So it'll
14th.
be the 14th skip and then the whatever.
Yep.
So
Okay.
next week and then they'll skip
Yep.
and then.
And I will put on the website bi-weekly, call the office for confirmation whether you're on or off, because somebody might not know if you're on
Right.
or off.
Right.
Right, because it'll change.
Yeah, because it will change.
Right.
Is that all right?
Yeah, we'll have to be able to adjust that because things are gonna get in the way of that.
Right.
I mean, we had to when it was every week.
I mean, yeah, there's inevitable, like, things that will come up, but
Right.
if we use it as a
Yes.
Yep.
staple
Guidance.
and then,
Guidance.
yep.
Right,
Who
right.
seconded that one?
I made the motion.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay.
Thanks, Holly. Keep us on track, would you?
Okay,
And Tom, you're in?
Yep, that's fine.
Cool, all in favor then, got it.
AIF.
moving on.
Yes.
Moving on.
Yes?
Okay,
Diane's got something.
go, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Just a quick question, while we were talking about trainings, there is a training at the end of this month,
Okay.
for tax liens, because I've never had to do tax liens, and our liens are gonna go on in August. Are you guys good with me signing up for that?
And what was the cost?
I believe it's 60 or 80, one or the other. I can't
They always are.
And this one, I don't believe is by Zoom, that was a different class that I was talking about, that was tomorrow.
Okay.
But this one is at the end of the month, and I wasn't able to sign up for the one that's tomorrow because it was too short a notice for me to
And
sign up
Kelly,
for.
I'm assuming we have $60 or $80 in the training account?
We have an incidental account that comes out of, yeah,
It comes out of incidental?
incidental.
Okay.
Okay, I just like to make you guys aware
Yeah,
when
well,
I'm
I do.
having trainings, so that way everybody's on the same page.
No, that's fine with me.
Yes. well,
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
It's approved
Train
by
away.
its training.
All right,
Train out.
yeah, I don't know how to do liens, so
Yeah, it's not.
gotta figure that one out.
Okay.
Sorry.
11 is the
Please.
signing of the warrant. Thank you.
I don't think there's anything. Well, there's I made an error last time I paid, Ryan 90 cents.
Okay.
90 cents.
Do you, can I go and pay the cash and give him 90 cents, or do I have to write a check?
Yeah.
I'll give you $1.
Is that okay? Do you
I'll
know
give you
business?
$1.
I mean, just, I don't know business wise, and I don't even know if he can accept 90 cents, does he do?
I think he can accept it, but I think actually you have to give it back and we waive it. He got paid.
Okay, that's what I wondered,
Like
that I
if you got
never.
paid in cash, you could give him cash, but I
Okay.
think he
All
actually
right,
has
then
to
I'll
get
write a
paid.
90-cent check, I
Yeah.
I
guess.
think you're right, yeah.
Sadly.
Probably
It's
gonna
been
cost
there.
more
It's
than
gonna cost you a
check.
buck and a half.
I know, okay, I just, that's the only thing I think on there, you guys can look.
So you're scheduled for next week, is that what you're wondering?
Some more at the end. I need to get going.
Okay.
Get into something.
Sometimes you throw the checkbook too.
Yeah, I've got them all here.
Good.
I was
Oh,
leaving,
goody.
and you guys need to decide how you want to do this.
What is that?
These are all the bank statements from every month.
Okay,
It's a good idea that the select board take a look at them.
Yep.
It takes a long time if you are checking every single thing.
Yep.
At one point, we had mentioned just leaving it in my box and coming up and you guys peruse it at your leisure. You can't ask any questions if you
Right.
do it that way, but it takes a long time out of a meeting. And nobody's signed off on these since February, so these are all of them 4 accounts.
okay.
So I don't know how you want to do it.
Put that on the agenda for next week, and we'll come a little bit early just to do that.
Checkbook.
Yeah.
Checkbook. Okay.
Excuse me.
What time?
2 o'clock.
How long?
No.
The night before.
And you don't have to do them all, if you wanna do it
I'm
over
just
the next,
teasing Kelly.
a few weeks,
Yeah, that's too much in one bite.
yeah. And you will find a way that you feel comfortable doing it as well. You know what I mean, that.
What's Moses?
Moses is
That's the
on
inland fishery,
Oh, okay.
Here's the report.
which is also a free service that we get from them. So we're just sending back the money I've collected for that program.
Love it.
Can you turn the heat down? Just a little.
I thought maybe we should turn it up.
Turn it up a little bit. It could be, it's on 80 in here.
I was getting a chill.
Oh, it's even getting it.
Yes, that's what
I
I
think
should have
that's
said, 80, you are
wise.
correct, Rodney.
I think you should turn it up.
I think it was
No.
solid like 88.
It could get a little chilly. Don't wanna get a sneeze.
We need the air conditioning.
Yeah. Let's put that on. Yeah, heat pump.
I hate AC.
I second it.
I do, I hate AC.
I work in here in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Let's
get
get a
good
heat
stink,
pump.
you'll drive people out, you'll be busy. Oh, she stinks, we'll do this in the winter. She's too stinky. Who's there today, Diane Moore, you know? And I changed Tom's email on the website.
So
That
you-
was his personal email that he was letting people know. So
You
take
didn't wanna
his,
change it?
no, he was just letting everybody know what his,
So that email you sent, I thought you said you've had a whole bunch of trouble and you're going back to that email.
I don't know what you're talking about.
that was his farm email.
Yes.
Yes. He updated his farm email. He just sent.
Oh, yeah. No. No,
The
they,
town email's fine.
no. GWI is canceling all their emails, so I had to go to another email account.
Oh, well, first I gotta find his email again, put that in. I deleted it from everyone. See, I was trying to.
What are you, Waldo Select 7, 16, 7?
What is it?
WaldoSelect7@gmail.
7
Yeah, it really sucks.
Just give me practice.
That happened to Sandra, and she was pretty upset with her
So
old
much of
family.
GWI is simple and easy, and then going, I don't even know how to do it there on a Google account.
Gmail is, I
I
fight
don't
with
know.
it, I fight with it. Cause it like archives
Okay.
stuff on you, and trying to get to
I
the
guess so much for
archive.
being Johnny on the spot, trying to get
And
ahead.
you start one and it has 6 more, however many.
You have to make sure
I
you
can
clicked
do it.
on the right profile,
Right.
yeah.
As we speak.
No, I think he just included us, cause
Yep.
he has emailed us before from his
Right.
farm address. Before
It's still
he
good
had
till
that one.
September 1st, but after that, I don't know why they're doing a difference why, but they,
Yeah.
So, let's go here.
I looked, I have like 300 email addresses there, and I still don't know how to transfer them all.
Oh, gosh.
We're giving one of the grandchildren, I'm doing 2 seconds.
I'll just ask, cause I don't know. What's up with the beaver on Westcott Stream?
What's up with the beaver?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think this is beaver.
Oh, that's from East Waldo
East
Road.
Waldo Road, yeah.
Oh. so
I know, we
it's
need to look,
End of Westcott Stream, East Waldo.
It's the
Road and
Westcott, it's the
leg
stream that
of
goes
Westcott
underneath East
Street?
Waldo Road.
Oh, I thought that was a road too, Westcott Street.
It is, it
It
is.
is,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
I'm like, am I losing it?
we should look into doing a beaver deceiver.
So what's,
Is that the one that I
Going
sent
on
the
with
email
it?
out that got relocated?
We had to put them out.
okay.
We've had 3 relocated.
Yeah,
Why are we
it
getting
works.
charging so much
It
for a
works.
beaver?
But
Okay,
it's
got you,
expensive.
thank you.
No, we can do it. I'm not, I shouldn't, I shouldn't volunteer my husband, but we've done a couple down back on
Yep.
us and they work.
The prices I had were between 2,500 and 3,000 for an installation.
Well, that's not that bad for what you gotta do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of equipment, a lot of,
Yeah,
material,
Yeah.
wiring and whatnot. Poor little beavers. And then that way they can stay.
People loved seeing the email with the photos though.
Okay, so let's.
I got so many replies to that, people loved
That's
it.
good.
Yep.
That first one was a big old nail.
Yeah,
So Tom is not that.
it's nice when we get to send happy emails.
What is it at Gmail? Waldo Select 7.
Keep it down, Maria. Keep it down. I hear you singing. He can't hear himself, that's the problem.
I did, but I also don't use that
That's okay, cause I
sheet,
print
so I
them
wanna
out.
make sure that you got both.
Yeah, no, that's fine, cause I also print them out afterwards, cause I
Figured
do
I'd
them
give
all
you
in
2
files.
copies rather than one.
Yeah, no, perfect, thank you.
My hours for the month if you need them.
And I think that generator, Bill, I think it was always been 190. It went up $10 Didn't it? Wasn't it an odd number like that, Tom? Do you remember?
What was?
The generator, for them to come and service it every year or whatever. It used to be an odd number, now it's 200.
To service it.
Yeah. It's like
It
190.
doesn't surprise me.
Is it on demand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it tests every Thursday at about 9 AM.
Our neighbors do Sunday morning.
that asked me something I don't.
That's right. What time?
Okay.
He was just here in case I had a question from
Oh, you did it.
anyone. I was gonna be like, firearms instructor, can you answer this question?
Does he do training?
Privately, no, but he will when he's retired.
But that's not gonna be for quite a while.
4 years.
4 years.
Down
Get
to a
on.
minute.
It's so hard for me
Then you're
to
gonna be
sit
saying,
here
well,
and
that's
not
work.
say
No way.
anything.
No?
We actually like hanging out, we're best friends.
Well, that's a good thing.
Rare things that happen once in a while, I guess.
Yeah, well,
I don't want you, like, where you at?
come home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, I would like to get one, but I don't wanna take it all. I don't wanna like have to go wherever for a training. They don't really hold many.
And frankly, like, they're not that great.
Thank you, sir.
You want in-depth training.
Does that require a motion?
Sorry, what?
Does that require a motion for the approval?
Sure, let's do it anyway. A
Maybe
motion
signing
to
it.
approve Kelly's warrant for the
For
week.
16/5/46/34, if you wanna be.
Seconded.
Great, there we go. Well, before
Did you
we
get that
go-
number, did I say it?
1654.34.
546.
Oh, 546, okay, gotcha, thank you.
Yeah.
Before we
Gonna
move
say it
on
was a
from
correction.
treasurer, I just wanted to follow up from the last time, because I know we were talking about the audit, so I did email Kevin.
Yep.
He did get back to me. He said that 23 and 24 is done, fiscal year.
But his 23 is our 22, so 22 and 23 are done. They do it different than we do.
For fiscal year.
Yep, for fiscal year.
What's theirs?
There's, right now, we're doing, he will be doing our 25, which is our 24, he's going to be doing. Yeah, trust me, I confirm that all the time with them, so you mean, and I write down the dates.
I will
From-
follow up again, but he did say that fiscal year 23 and 24 for us were done. And
Yeah.
he has a non-attest agreement with the town to get QuickBooks
Yeah,
fully
and
set up for you.
I've talked to Kevin extensively,
Okay.
and he's got.
I just wanted to follow up because I had it on
Yep,
my sheet.
Yep,
from
no,
last time.
like I said, it took me a while to figure that out, that's why I confirm with them. When you say FY 23,
Right.
do you
What
mean,
is their fiscal year?
well, it's the same thing, but they just call it the next year. I don't know why,
Because it's the year that they're completing the audit probably is why they're calling it. that
I
year
haven't
with
questioned it, I've
finance.
gone with it, so that I know, so just so you know, they finished the 22 that Keel didn't finish, they just got the 23 done, which I emailed to you
Right.
guys.
Yep.
And the 24, they're supposed to be scheduling an appointment to come and do their remote, their, in-person stuff, I haven't heard from them yet. Kevin would like to come, and he wants a few dates, so I'll give him some dates, he would like to
Okay.
come and talk to the board. Just if you have any questions for him, just let you know where we stand on this audit going forward, and the process or anything like that, and you're certainly more than welcome to show up the day that they are here, too. And I don't know if it will be Kevin, or if it'll be Ron and Amanda, or who, I mean, it's a huge firm.
But they'll let you know ahead of time when it's
Yes,
coming.
yeah,
So
they
we
will.
can-
And yes, I've talked to the lady today, she asked me a bunch of questions on my QuickBooks.
Okay.
And, she's working on it as we speak, so.
They also have a live phone call and chat area, so if you run into any problems, they're
QuickBooks?
super helpful.
QuickBooks?
Yes, and
Yes,
I've used
but-
it before, so just
They don't
utilize
always,
them if you can.
yes, I've used I've called, and you have to call at, usually around 2 o'clock, you get somebody that speaks English. Any other time, it's a little difficult. And I'm not making fun of them, I'm just saying, sometimes I have trouble with this, let alone trying to understand, and what are you saying here? And the live chat, maybe they've got it fixed, but the last few times I've tried to use that, it has kicked me off and said they won't be back. And they don't understand municipalities.
And what's our fiscal year, just so I know? so
Our
I can
fiscal,
follow
our fiscal year is, their fiscal year is the same, they call it something different.
up. Okay,
So they know that our fiscal year is February 1st to January 31st. And they know that date. But when they say fiscal year 24, they are
mean for
20,
23.
February 23 to January of 24. They will call that 24. We call that 23 because it's the actual year we're in.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Alright.
Does that make,
Oh, it makes sense, yeah, it
Okay.
just doesn't make sense why they would do that, but, yeah.
I know, like I said, it's taken me a long time because I was like sure they were done with all this stuff and then they kept asking for more stuff and I was like,
I just figured.
just sent you all that stuff and they said, no, that's the other, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so let me confirm.
Yeah.
So,
No, I just wanted to confirm too, cause I know I had it on my, like, I gotta circle back on that, so.
yeah.
Just so you knew that, where we were on it. Did anybody else have anything on that?
Okay, so number 12 is other business. I just kind of wrote down a statement about the meeting on July 7th, and I'm gonna kind of go over it. This is merely an informative statement in that we, the select board, took a vote on the meeting on June 23rd, not the 7th. On June 23rd about the use of a contractor for the Bonnie Terre Road construction job. And we took said vote after executive session during public meeting, which is what MMA and state statute requires. After reviewing the estimates the road board received, we agreed that FC Works, although a little higher of an estimate, was the one to use. We've used them before. They provide quality work. We want the people that live on the Bonnie Terre Road to have quality work done to their road. Nothing personal against the other two companies. We very much appreciate the other estimates we received, and we hope for future estimates from them in the future. And I hope this covers the matter and explains it clearly.
Jim?
Thank you, Ian, that's very helpful. It makes sense. I think it covers the bases, at least overall. There is an issue about making decisions in behind closed doors of an executive session that I was bothered by. You had a committee in place preparing to make a recommendation for your consideration before that decision that was truncated by that meeting and that vote. I got very upset about that since I've been acting as chair of that committee. I don't know what information you had. I don't know what consideration you gave things. I don't know if you did any kind of evaluation of item by item, which we were preparing to do. I just don't know what you considered in the meeting. So it's a complete blank to me, and that's just no way to conduct public business. You need to make those decisions in the public meeting. You can talk about a personal, not personnel, a personal matter, if you want to call it personnel, fine. But the decision-making, the discussion of the item and the logic for making the decision needs to be done in public. It's just poor public
Now,
policy.
if anybody had any questions, they were more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. And
They
we
didn't
would
have a chance. You came out, you took the vote, and the meeting.
Nobody was here.
I know. Nobody knew you were gonna do that.
Well, the meeting wasn't over.
Well, we didn't know what was on the agenda.
We already talked about the roads.
You know, I'm just, it's done. You've
It's
made a
done.
fair statement. It's no way to conduct business. I personally am quite upset. I don't know what the future is of this roads committee. That's my question for you tonight. Do you want a roads committee or not? I still have to decide if I feel misused in some way and any longer want to participate on a roads committee. I have to feel that it is going to inform you in a logical, open way. That's my problem. That's my issue. So the question on the table for me is, do you even want a roads committee, and can you make a commitment to listening to it before you make decisions? Two-part question.
First part, I would just go back to also say that we're brand new to this, Ian and myself, and I mean, you know, it's been a minute for Tom, but I think that, you know, you learn as you go. And we all learned, we should keep it,
It
Now
was
circle back
nothing
to a conversation.
malicious.
right,
And
but
it was-
just that we don't need to circle back to a conversation at the end. We
right.
can wait, do it under agenda item
Right.
and keep it there.
Right.
I think we just, you know, an experience on at least my part, I'll speak for only myself, but
So if the board could clearly say if you want a roads committee and what you'd like it to do, I'm not sure.
In my opinion, and I'm not speaking for these two, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, I think we have a road commissioner. I don't feel that we need a road board. That's,
That's fine and dandy with me.
absolutely appreciate your service, but going forward, that's just my opinion, that I don't think we need a road board. Tom, what's your opinion?
I expressed how I felt earlier with you privately. I think the town is gonna be looking at doing not a grant, bond.
Yeah.
I know very, very little, nothing about bonds, and if you guys wanted to research something like that, I think that would be useful.
I think also while we're in this interim of Tom serving as a position we don't have filled yet until we take over, if that happens at town meeting, we're also still in a little bit of limbo, and having maybe a little extra support until that shifts might also be really helpful, but I don't know enough about roads personally. I know about building a driveway and how much gravel you need. It's a lot more than you think. Jojo?
I got a question. If the people are paying for it, why wouldn't the people be able to vote on it? Or have a committee
On a committee,
about said projects?
you mean in
Yeah, cause I
road
just,
commissioner?
some of the stuff, seems weird to me, cause I used to be on the board at the University of Maine. And when they had those private meetings, it was never good for the people.
Mhm.
I think all the meetings should be out here, and everybody should have a say in those said meetings.
I think that's what we're elected for, personally, is you're elected by people to spend their tax dollars on us, and
Right.
I think that we're all aware of that. I think the committee doesn't get paid, right?
It's totally voluntary and advisory.
Exactly, but
Road-
the only thing you guys were looking for, right, was a program to check the roads, is that still correct? It's like
We-
MDOT 100.
We're headed towards coming up with a fairly solid cost estimate to bring
Right.
the roads up to a standard
Correct,
and how best to finance that, except, assuming it would probably require bonding,
right,
and looking quite closely at that. And then the bottom line is, it may be more than the town can afford,
right.
and we need to know that too.
Totally.
Not just people's opinion, we need to
Correct.
know why we can't afford it.
I think when you're volunteering your time to help the town, I think that's an asset, especially if people know a lot about what they're doing. But again, that is not my wheelhouse.
Well,
But that's
let me
fine.
just say, I don't know anything about roads, but I know a lot
Okay.
about process. So I was trying to get those people who did know something about roads through a process to get to a point where we could make reasonably informed decisions.
Right,
That's my role, that's what I can do.
Out of curiosity, and I assume Tom would be the one who would be able to answer this. It was either 2 or 3 years ago at a town meeting, I know we had talked about voting to do some sort of a, and I could be using the wrong terminology, but like a survey essentially before we could do a bond. I can't remember what it was called, do you remember what it was called?
What's
Tony?
called survey.
Is it a survey? Okay, where it was gonna cost like $100,000 or something to do a survey, and they were going to advise essentially on the best way to go about repairing the roads. Is that what, am I remembering this correctly?
Oh, is that like
Cause we legally have to,
A,
the way that it was stated at the
it's
meeting.
a, engineering study.
Yes,
That's
engineering
gonna,
study,
that's gonna
thank you.
cost
Um,
half again as much to actually do this, the
Right.
road, and all we need to do is talk to somebody who knows roads.
I don't know
Okay,
if
so
that-
we don't have to do
I
that?
don't know if that's a requirement for bond, because I'm not well educated in
Okay, I
applying
thought-
for bond.
Okay, I
That's
thought
something we
somebody
can
had
look
said at
into.
the meeting that we had to have an engineering study.
For certain paths that we take.
Okay,
They say you have to have an engineering study, which again, to me, is just a way to take your money.
okay,
Because they're gonna charge you half again as much as what you're gonna spend to fix the road.
right,
And they know on paper what's supposed to happen, but they don't know in practicality. Like, you could ask any person around here that does road work, that has to live on the roads, what really happens.
so that was my next question, is if we do have to have one before applying for a bond, which would make sense,
Yeah.
that the state would want to know that we have a well thought out plan before
Right.
we do that, would the road committee essentially doing that, does that sound kind of like what you guys were doing with this program, would be almost like an engineering report of the roads and how best to fix them?
No, it's not an
Oh,
engineering study, it's a
Okay.
condition study.
Okay,
So that there's a methodology for driving all the roads and evaluating the surfaces, the drainage, the culverts, identifying what needs to be done. And then there's technical data available in the programming, I believe,
okay,
that tells you what it would take to get up to there's some cost estimates in there, but you have to put some cost estimates in. It's a survey of the condition of the roads, what it would take to get them up to a safe, passable, drivable condition, either as dirt or paved. A cost figure would be generated, a priority list as well, and that's the number you need to take to the bond bank, is here's what it's gonna cost over the next time period to get our roads, and the town would vote on this at town meeting,
right.
up to this condition. So the survey is basically looking at the roads and their condition and what needs to be done.
So that could potentially, I guess we would have to find out for sure if that would cover what people thought at town meeting was needed for the engineering survey, cause if you could save
We
the
have to know if
cost.
one was required for the bond to
Right,
do
that's what I
that.
mean,
Because I was selectman then when that came
right,
up. And it was, I believe it was Lane Construction that was suggested, and it was $75,000 to do the survey.
yeah,
But that limits you, okay, so you say, oh, let's go out and check with 3 companies, so you're gonna pay 3 companies and each one
Right.
has to do a survey, so now you're $200,000+ to do these surveys.
right,
And they go out and they'll do boreholes and check the roads, blah, 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 they do a lot of actual study. And some of them would take that money that you paid for the survey and would put that towards them doing the work if you went with them.
gotcha,
But you end up getting funneled down real quick into who's going to actually do the work,
right.
which is why we never moved forward with it.
No, I was just curious if this would if that is something that's required and it's going to cost
We
a
need to
lot,
know.
if this could take the place of that, we could save potentially. But if it's not sufficient, if we do require that specific thing from like an actual company that does it, then.
I think if an engineering survey is going to be required to submit the bond, it's gonna make a bond a hard sell.
Gotcha.
So,
If somebody's gonna take the time to give you a free gift of information, why wouldn't you add that to your arsenal of information rather than just be limited to what you can find out? That's my statement.
I think it's nice to have a lot of information. It's how
To
we
com-
learn.
Absolutely.
Gerard?
I think this conversation right here highlights the benefit that the road committee would offer the town. Because nobody really knows anything.
No,
That's right. Oh,
No,
until it gets looked into.
Mhm.
And who's gonna do that? Somebody who's interested for the town.
let's look at the money that this town has spent on roads. It would make you throw up. And look at the roads, the condition of the roads. We have horrible, horrible roads. And over the decades, nothing has been done. virtually nothing has been done. Everything that they have learned in the short period that this committee has been involved in, the roads have not been taken care of over the way they have. Al has tried his best. Al did not do the town right.
Al
And that's
didn't have a big enough,
Well, there was other people that could have done it over the years, but for some reason, they used the same people. No one was ever asked. The state had bonds to give. Over the years, we were a small town, we had limited money, there was money out there.
That's not true.
Oh,
No, it's not, I'm sorry, it's
oh,
not true.
Tom, please,
It's not true.
okay, I'm
There-
not gonna argue with you.
Good.
No, don't even,
I
don't
think
even.
you can't blame Alvin. It's
I'm not blaming Alvin.
Alvin could only do as much as he had for money to spend, so
I
you
just
can't, please, don't blame Alvin.
I'm not blaming Alvin.
Alvin did a good job for many, many, many
Alvin
years.
With
did a
his
good
budget.
job with his
little
budget. Exactly.
Right.
I'm not blaming Alvin.
Well, you just said that Alvin didn't do right by the town.
Right,
Alvin could only do what he could
What
do.
he could do.
He did
Alvin
the
can
best
only do what
for
he
this
can
town.
do. And Alvin has said, and I've heard him say that, his hands were tied. I've heard that man say that. And he knew. So,
So please don't say he didn't do right by the town.
Right.
Just
That's
he
not
knew
right.
in the
Alvin's
back of
a
his
good friend
mind.
of
Just
mine.
please don't say that.
I'm not running the man down.
Thank you.
He's a good man.
He is.
But he knew he could have done better, but he couldn't, because Alvin. I'm not gonna say
He
more.
could have done better if he had the finances.
No, I'm not gonna say more.
And that's up to town meeting. Everybody could have said, no, he needs more money.
Right.
The board
You're right.
controlled Alvin, they kept him on very short rein.
Thank you.
And Tom.
But as
was
far as
able to get
bond
that.
money
Thank
being
you.
available, you let me finish.
Okay.
4 years ago, bond that was available for the town was based on 3 years, because that was the life expectancy that they had for doing a dirt road. So if you borrowed $1.5 million to do dirt roads, it had to be repaid back with interest in 3 years. Which was why we never did anything like that. There has not been any magic well of grant money available ever. I've been in EMA for more than 25 years. Some of that came through EMA, and it became so hard to get any money out of the state that they quit doing it until Maddie, Philson, whatever her name is, she started trying to get the communities together to go as a group and do it. And that still hasn't gone anywhere. The money that we get from the state is LRAP. That's what we get from the state for roads. The big pot of money that comes from the state for roads goes through DOT, and we are not a priority. Never have been.
So, do you think it would be smarter to have more people involved with that decision-making process than eliminating people? Because if they're gonna shut 3 people down, why wouldn't you have 12 people or 15?
Right, that's what I thought with the road committee. It should be open for
Right.
public to join, to give their input. But it was always closed off and nobody knew when the meetings were. There was no open.
No.
I never knew.
Please
I
don't
asked,
say that.
yeah. Well, I asked her
Just-
several times when the meetings were.
Please.
I'm not being ugly about it. I'm just saying that was a fact.
I think we can all agree that there's a lot
Yep.
going on in previous years, and moving forward is really what we need to decide.
You're right.
I think that at this point, I don't think it's harming anything to have a road committee who's willing to take extra time at no cost to the town. Well, other than if we approve the $195 computer program, which again is a one-time cost, and I think it gives us something to go forward and say to whoever's going to give us a bid going forward, multiple people, whatever, this is what we're looking for, and we have very clear schematics drawn out for you from this program of what we need on what road. Can you give us an estimate for this? We would have more information, and it's not seemingly like it's going to cost the town much money. if you guys are still interested in being the road committee, but again, that's just my opinion.
I may have heard on a past meeting that the money has already been approved for that computer and program. At a previous vote, it was half.
It was the last select board, yeah.
Yeah, and they already approved that to be spent.
I think we were waiting to find out how much we need in a laptop.
Right, I'm just saying the money had already been approved, so it wouldn't have to be reapproved.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We approved the computer program, we just didn't know how much the laptop was gonna be.
Well, I believe that money was appropriated to cover the costs of those things because there was no estimates on costs.
Right.
I believe is what
We
it
just
was.
were
Whichever way
waiting.
it was,
Yeah.
something else.
And we just are still waiting to find out how
Right.
much we can,
You
you
just
can get a
sign them off.
usable laptop for that we can use in many different places in the town, not just for the road committee. Okay. Does anyone else have any further questions about this? Or statements?
Moving on. This.
So we're keeping.
I
the
don't
road
hear a decision.
Committee then, or not, that's what we need to make a motion on.
Oh, okay.
There's only 3 of us, but here we go. I would make a motion to keep the road committee going if they want to continue, because it's no cost to us, really. People wanna be involved, it's their town too, that's how I feel, but.
I would give guidance that they research into the bond issue, because that would be the most help for us.
And
But
grants.
at the last meeting that I was at, it was Walter Whitcomb, Jim and myself, and Walter Whitcomb expressed absolutely no interest in doing anything with bonds,
Okay,
because it's a long process, it's very detailed, there's a lot to do with it. I know that, Matt had just broken his wrist and he couldn't be there, and Sadie asked to be excused for some reason, but that's where I would want to see you move forward, because we need the money to be able to do the project.
And we need to know what needs to be done before we know how much money is needed. And we don't know that until we look at the roads.
Pete Coughlin used to come around and do all that for free. Does he not anymore?
Pete's supporting all this through his
Yeah,
work.
I just know from years and years, he always would come and do the testing and the boreholes and all of that and give reports and stuff, so, and that was all included in his.
so does anyone want a second keeping or just getting rid of it?
Again, I would stipulate that they move towards bond work.
Okay,
I didn't understand what you said, Tom.
I would stipulate in my encouragement that what you do would be bond research, to try to figure out what we can,
Yeah. But
because that process has changed very significantly over the last 4 years. I don't know if an engineering survey is required, I don't know anything about it. Any information that you guys could dig up on that would move us forward in that direction. We've made good progress on the roads, contrary to what was said earlier. Nearly half of East Waldo Road is done. The Bonnie Taylor Road will be done this year. A significant portion of the Savage Road has been done. They still get potholes. They're still dirt road, that hasn't
Right.
changed. The paved roads are crap. They need to be repaved. But again, that takes money. And the only way we're gonna do that is with a bond. And we may not be able to get a bond to do it.
understood. But we need a number to work with before we can look at we need to know how big a bond.
are you guys interested in also doing bond research as a committee, or not interested?
Well, I think the committee probably needs to be re-established.
Okay.
I told myself I was going to withdraw from the committee and protest over the decision-making process. I don't hear strong support from the board about what you want to have done. I'm not really excited about leading a bunch of work that doesn't get paid attention to at the end. So I'm kind of reluctant to stay aboard.
Diane?
Would it maybe be worth it to table until the next meeting and allow the road committee to have a committee, you know what I mean?
Reconvene and decide what
They
they
can
wanna do as
discuss
well.
if, cause now knowing that you know, the board is very interested in the bond issue itself, being part of that, they can decide if the members of the board are interested in doing bond work at all. Cause it's not
Do
really
you
fair to
guys
have Jim speak for
meet
the whole
every week?
board.
Well, here's the thing, everybody, Sadie's got work and family, she's not available. Wayne's not available.
Okay,
Walt is available, he'll come, but he's got farming to take care of.
right,
Herb is willing to be back on the committee.
okay.
I don't know who else, but there's hardly anybody left. We were
Oh, I
including
see.
the road commissioner because that was their job, so I wanted them to know what's going on.
Maybe open up enrollment, open up membership to it.
I was
Well, if the panel has some suggestions, or
I
if
think
you
we could
wanna,
get that out in an email and see
Advertise.
if anybody
Because
wants to.
I tried to get it open, I had several people that would like to be on it and stuff, and I was
Yeah,
I was shut down.
I will say, we do have a lot of folks who, some would be interested in, believe in being on the committee itself. So if we sent out an email just to see if there was other interest, but I do also know there are a lot of folks who can't commit to being on a committee, but they would like to attend meetings occasionally to see what they're talking about, and maybe other people have a different perspective about, you know, certain parts of roads and maybe what roads should take priority, just to give a full outlook of all the roads in Waldo, and maybe somebody drives one side of town more than the other, you know what I mean, and just getting a good comparison of what everybody thinks and taking some of that feedback into their research as well.
Yeah, and giving you guys a week or whatever it is to decide, talk with other members, decide if you wanna continue as a committee, and if so, who is it gonna be on it, and then maybe we could.
And if you wanna
go from
open it
there.
up, Diane can put it out like she's been.
I fair enough to take a week and see if there's interest out there.
Does that work for you guys?
It's fine.
Okay. Come back to it next week. So I'll make a motion to put the road committee on next week as a follow-up.
Seconded.
I think we also just had public comment, unless anybody else
No,
wants
we
to.
got,
have a few
okay.
things.
We've got other business here.
I do too.
Okay, see you later, Jim. I have a couple of things that have been issues at the office, that have been brought up by a few different residents. One of the biggest concerns, which has been an ongoing concern for a while, is, I don't know if you've noticed, right in front of the front door, there's either a giant mud hole, or an ice rink, or a giant puddle. So we had someone in on crutches the other day, and it was very slick, and they almost slipped and fell, and they just had hip replacement surgery, so not ideal. I know that this has been looked into a couple times, no solutions have ever come of it, so I'm hoping that we can do something to get this fixed, especially before winter hits again, because it does turn into just a giant ice rink.
Does that fall under,
Doug.
roads?
It'd be town office maintenance.
Who takes care of the driveway?
Doug typically does, so I didn't know if we should try reaching out to him to see, I don't know what kind of equipment he has, he does like our plowing and stuff.
Okay, who does like gravel?
Well, I don't think it's a gravel issue per se, I think it's a
Drainage.
Wouldn't you have
drainage.
to fill in that hole?
No,
Well,
it's a
they would have
gravity
to
issue.
dig up and make like
Make
a
a
drainage
culvert
ditch.
thing.
French.
See how the road is higher than us?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so
That's the
there
trouble.
needs to be like a drainage ditch built, and then they could fill it back in with the dirt that's pulled out to do it.
And make the drainage
So
side.
basically, I mean, really, probably anybody with an excavator who has a little bit of an idea with it could probably do it. I don't know what the best process is on finding that person.
Maybe
but-
reach out to a few contractors.
Something that we put out for sure, that we're
We
looking
also
for this
talked
work.
about possibly moving the door.
Oh,
because-
higher?
Really,
To the
Because
other
To the
side.
other side,
kidding.
Diane and I have a whole thing drawn out on
Just
how.
teasing.
there's a hollow right there, and you're not gonna defeat the hollow. You can't beat gravity. So short of putting a drain in there to go someplace to get rid of the water.
Build a bridge.
Yeah,
Build a bridge.
moving the doors.
Something.
So are you guys looking for like bids on a culvert? Are you looking to move the door? What's,
Honestly, well, I
What's on
think
that?
the whole door idea had come up as part of us remodeling the office,
Mhm.
based on the auditor's suggestion of having me not in my office for safety purposes with customers. So we had looked at, okay, well, if we're going to do that, cause we were looking at potentially a grant for fixing the roof and pulling up this carpet that,
Right.
and all this stuff. So it was gonna be kind of wrapped in with that if we ever got a chance to apply for the grant. I mean, I don't know if that's something that's really ideal or in the budget right now to move the door. I assume that would probably be a lot more expensive than hiring somebody to do a drain.
Mhm.
No,
No,
even if Doug had an excavator and knew how to do it? Okay,
no.
I don't know, maybe, I don't know, I don't know the cost of these things. I'm just bringing it up because I don't want us to have a lawsuit on our hands because somody falls and hurts themselves,
Absolutely.
so.
This has been an issue for.
It has for
a
many
long time.
years, long before my time, I know,
Before my time.
so,
Sue?
I just had a question that, did you folks look into, because I know it's gravity, but have you ever looked into like a covered porch area that there would be a big covering?
It's runoff from the driveway mostly, I think.
Yep, yes, I can.
And even if you
I
put a
get-
slab or something there to like
Yeah.
a cricket area, a
Right.
porch,
Yeah.
that's probably gonna be soaked with water the whole time, because the water's still gonna be underneath without having any drainage, and taking that drainage somewhere. You've got
The
to
door's
drill,
not high enough.
yeah.
so even if
Yeah, I
you put
was-
cement there for a
right.
floor, it's still gonna be, the water's still going to be there.
Oh, okay, so even if you put like a well, I don't know what to call it either, but a patio, a cement
concrete
lift,
pad.
raised, that is still
And it's
going
not as
to,
much, it's not just digging a hole and putting drainage, you've got to take that somewhere and let
Right.
it run down towards your house.
exactly, my driveway has washed out many times
Yeah.
from the runoff, which I have not brought up.
This is why this hasn't been addressed for a long time, because there's no simple answer here.
Yeah, but it comes across the stone wall and down my
Do we wanna
driveway.
Put that out on the list to put out to bid, to see who
Or
could
for
potentially
solutions?
either, yeah, solutions of who could fix the driveway and fix where it's pooling with drainage. See if we can get some estimates back on that.
I would think we would at least want recommendations.
Yeah.
Because
And maybe
everybody
can-
has an idea.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
And maybe
I
compare
don't
it,
know,
if you're
it's-
getting estimates, if somebody's gonna take the time to try to fix the cesspool, they ought to maybe get another bunch of contractors, how much would it be to just put a cricket in a door here, on the other side? We might find that that is
You mean
cheaper,
on the right side here?
over there.
Over on this side of the building,
And
it would
whoever's
just
doing
be
it,
in between
I
the
see.
two windows right up front.
And whoever's gonna
Yeah.
ask for the RFPs, Diane and I can show you what we were thinking
No,
for
no,
where
no,
the door
no,
should be.
because it
So
would be
whoever's gonna
on the
put
same
up the
side that
RFP.
this
Before
door
that
out here
happens,
is
you
on.
also have to
On
measure,
that wall
make sure
between
we're not
those two
just
windows
gonna
in
end
the
up
front.
with the same
Oh.
problem.
And yes.
as the door.
I think we also would
Put it
need
right
to know
there.
how much we have in the account for building maintenance or whatever that falls under. I mean, to know what we can spend.
We've got quite a bit in the reserve account too for the town office, but we've been saving it for the roof.
Okay.
That's why it would be nice to have a grant writing.
And I didn't, honestly, I don't know what the right process is to get bids, if we can call to get estimates, or how that all works. I just wanted to bring it to your attention, because I know this is something previous boards have dealt with, you guys aren't necessarily, I'm sure you've seen the issue, but you probably don't know how bad it always gets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how to best go about that. Maybe we need to look into it a little further.
Oh, like when I had the
Yeah,
building
well,
rekeyed, I reached out to contractors,
Right.
so,
Right.
yeah.
I've reached out to
I mean,
people as
there's
well, so.
at least, I'm sure you know a contractor that we could reach
can
out to.
always-
I know at least two we could reach out to
We've got a
for
handful.
a drainage type situation.
Yep.
Get some estimates from them,
Mhm.
and then possibly reach out to a couple contractors and see about moving the door versus that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might have to put out an RFP, we might not,
What's an RFP?
Request proposal.
that request for proposal.
Okay.
That you put it out and people come to you. I don't know, we would have to check to see if we can contact people and say, give us a bid,
Right.
or if we have to say, people,
Oh, okay.
we're looking for a bid.
Because
I got
certain things, when you.
Certain things
you
have to
have
be
to go
done.
out to bid and you can't contact
Okay,
directly.
I got it.
Okay.
So that would be a phone call to find out the process on that.
Yeah.
MMA. Okay.
Yeah,
So maybe we can reconvene on that at a later date, once
Okay.
we have a little bit more insight
next
on
week.
it. And then, a gentleman came in last week who lives on West Scott Stream Road. Our code enforcement officer has been working with that road for the last 2 years, trying to get things cleaned up. There was a lot of safety hazards and things like that out there. So he had been working with them on that. Apparently, one of the residences that had gotten mostly cleaned up, is now right back to the initial state that it was at. And the gentleman has reached out to our code enforcement officer with no luck on multiple occasions. And so at this point, he wanted the select board to be aware in hopes that maybe you guys could reach out and see if something could be done about this, because there are a lot of health and safety issues on that road. I don't know if you guys have been brought up to speed on Westcott Stream, but
By the,
a lot of,
I have been by the fire department.
Yeah, a little bit, just from.
yeah.
Just
So
yuck.
I don't wanna,
There's
Just think
a-
yuck.
yeah, I don't wanna
trash
dive into
in
the
the
whole
road.
thing, but, right, yeah, there's trash everywhere,
It's
with,
disgusting.
like their bathroom waste is being dumped
Right, and at some
outside,
point they get,
things like that.
you
So,
don't care for your property, there's a lien, which is they're already.
No, no, it's not.
there's
This is
only,
an old problem, this has been around for a long
Yeah.
time. Westcott Stream Road was originally a large piece of land, landowner wanted to make a development, and he didn't get the approval, so he sold it off as 40-acre plus lots. All the lots come right up like this together, so there's no access. Craig has the right terminology for it. There's no road, there's no, so the people who have built down there have built without permits.
Mm-hmm.
So people own half the road. Mega problems, filth, trash, all kinds of garbage and vehicles and
yeah,
poop.
they don't have
Okay, so
electricity.
there's a problem. We had no code enforcement officer. We had one that we fired, then we have David that we have now, who is elderly and has issues.
Mm-hmm.
There's no code enforcement officers, there's no pool that you can draw from. Going back to what you said, yes, we can find them, we can put liens on their property, and ultimately what will happen is they will leave,
Right,
and then we are adopting their mess.
correct,
And the messes are very significant, and we don't want to adopt their
I
messes.
understand.
So,
Being a
it's an
landlord.
ongoing problem, it hasn't been,
Addressed.
there's no good fix.
Well,
Wanna
someone
add
should,
anything?
someone should
There
reach
has
out
to be
to
something.
David.
That's the short
I
and the
don't
dirty.
know if, I don't make a statement, I'm not sure, because I haven't done the research on this part, but I think in order to go down that route, you'd have to have code enforcement start the issue
Yeah.
Mhm.
before you can jump to the doing the lien.
Right,
Correct.
right.
So, but the thing is, we start with the code enforcement, which is ineffective,
Mhm.
so we can't get to the next step.
Right.
And
And somebody
then
should give him a
Right.
call and just say, hey.
he doesn't find anybody.
Right,
He helps everybody. So it's very difficult to use that fine hammer to say, stop doing what you're doing, when he doesn't use
The
Okay.
fix
the
this
the
is-
hammer, you know what I mean?
is for the landowners to get together and have a lawyer and give up a piece of their land so that there is an actual road or easement or whatever the correct
Each-
terminology is for
Each
it.
40 acre has easements
Mm.
down what they are calling Westcott Stream, they're also calling Ridge Road, and then there's a couple other Smitty roads
Yeah,
down there that are at the end.
Yeah.
It's all over the place, but they all have easements. None of them have right-of-ways. And they own to the center of said roads. It's a legal division.
Yep.
The original division is legal. The subsequent divisions, except the very one at the top, are not. The very one at the top is a legal subdivision, already permitted, the whole 9 yards. That is a 7-lot division, down from the beginning, from 131. Everything else beyond, any divisions down there, I do not believe are legal.
But I think for Diane's issue right now, someone needs to get a hold of David.
I'll call
Yeah.
him.
Okay.
And I think just light a fire under him, or maybe he's
That's
not
what he is.
alive anymore.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
You know what I
Or
mean?
maybe
Just-
his wife
And are
is
we
not.
also
Right.
putting out for code enforcement?
That was actually something I wanted to bring up, was
Right.
how, I'm not, I
I
mean,
think that's a good idea.
I can certainly contact MMA, but.
What's the question? Sorry, I didn't
He's
get the
been
question.
done.
Are we putting out for code enforcement
So,
officers?
so I have done research on this, and you can appoint someone who is not licensed as long as they get licensed within a year.
If I find another CEO who's willing to take us on,
Mhm.
how do I move forward?
I will have to go.
Do we have to have a meeting with Dave and say, I'm sorry, your service is over? Is he under contract right now?
Yeah.
You hire
He's been
him, he's
appointed.
not,
He's been appointed.
Right, but you
appointed him
can't-
for a
you can
year.
fire, you can fire him,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
and then you can go
Right.
forward with however you want to appoint a new one, and then if they're not licensed, then they have, I think, a year to do the licenses. The other part of it is, usually you need the other half of it. You need the LPI, because the LPI is where the money is. Now, you're still gonna have to pay the CEO more than you have before, but they are usually combined.
Yes.
Because one doesn't make enough money to live on, but two can.
Right.
So you'd have to find somebody who could do both.
So 2.5 years ago, I did research on this because we were in the same position then.
Mhm.
There is a list that the state provides of people who
Yes.
are certified to do
Yes.
this. Then, there was nobody who was interested. I went out and hunted people who had been in that position and
Yeah.
tried to get them to come back, and the answer was unequivocally, absolutely
No.
no.
Yeah.
Diane,
So before we make any decisions, I think it would be best to read the code enforcement manual that's on MMA's website to find out the actual
okay.
legal process and how that all goes. It sounds like Craig has a pretty good understanding, but just to make sure that, you know, and I don't know when his last appointment was signed, to be honest.
That'd be good
So
to
I
know.
don't know that he's still technically appointed at this time.
Oh,
I do know that there was a meeting held in January, I believe, I'd have to go back and review the minutes, where it was approved to give him a pay increase from what he had been receiving previously. But I don't believe that there was a reappointment done at that time. So I don't know how that also, you know, that may make things very different. So I guess, I'll do some digging on that part of it. And if you guys wanna read the manual or check with MMA Legal and find out what the appropriate process is gonna be for us. And checking with Dave, I guess, to see if he's still available. I know both him and his wife do have a lot of health issues. So he handles multiple towns,
Right.
so he's spread very thin.
Handles.
So he may say it's better for me to walk away, or maybe he's got more time opening up. I
Yeah,
don't
there
know.
are definitely in the handbook from just reading
Yeah.
small amounts today, there are ways that he can get unappointed during
Right.
his term. And currently what, it sounds like he's not doing the job, so unfortunately.
Yeah, because an appointee can be let go at
You
any
can
time.
be-
for
exactly.
sure. It's not a-
Yep.
No, absolutely.
You can
I
be let go
just-
in the middle of an
Yeah.
appointed term, is what I was reading. So
Yeah, but if he's not appointed, then that
Then that is.
it's
not
kind of a
even-
moot point even then.
Yeah.
So, I will go back and double check the notes to see if that happened. I'm
Read
pretty
them.
sure it was January. But maybe Ian can get a little bit more insight when he calls Dave, if he's able to speak with him.
I'll check too, because I'm pretty sure I have an employment agreement signed by him, so if we did, he must have signed everything.
I would think so.
So I will.
I
check
don't
on
have
that.
a new appointment that I'm
And I
aware
can
of, but,
do what I can, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, great.
and then I had one other item. Sorry, being kind of needy. The other item I had was in regards to the policies that we had talked about last time. Had you guys had a chance to review? Are we signing those? So that we're able to do BMV check and state checks and things like that outside of the meeting on the off
Payroll and
weeks.
taxes.
Yeah, and payroll and stuff too.
I have to look more from what I was reading in the MMA handbook as to the policies and if we're allowed to do that is kind of what I wanna have a better clarification on before we sign it, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
Those
only got-
policies came direct from MMA's website.
Yep.
That's the policies that a lot of other towns use, and I have spoken with a few other towns that do it. And they have it set up, because it's typically, most weeks, just the BMV.
Yep.
That is their off-week meeting. I mean, every once in a while, if it's the first week of the month, we might have like inland fish and, vital records, things like that. And what a lot of the towns do is they require only one select board member to sign off on those weeks, cause it's usually just a one item. It does give the option for two or even all three, however you guys wanted to do it, but that's just what other towns are doing, just so you're aware while looking at it.
Okay.
It just makes it a little tricky right now. Well, I guess we're gonna have a meeting again next week, so my BMV check will be signed off on. Okay.
Yeah.
but the next week.
And then, so my other question to you, and then maybe this is just a miscommunication, but what do the towns that only meet once a month do with their B and B?
They don't, I don't know of any town that only meets once a month. Most towns meet on a bi-weekly basis.
And what do they do?
They all do that.
The policy
They,
that
they
says-
have the policy that the BMV warrant or any state monies that are just a wash, so BMV, Inland Fish, all of those, we only pay in the money that we've collected for that, so there's nothing extra. So for those, they have it where, the towns that I spoke to, they have it where just one select board member has to come down and sign that one warrant on the off meeting weeks.
And can it be
And then
any-
just,
You
Can it
guys
be-
can decide.
it has to be the same selectmen?
No, you can check, there's 3 different options. You can select that one of any 3 of you
Okay,
can sign it. You can have it so that there needs to be at least 2 signatures, and you can designate specific people if you want to, or you can just designate any 2 of the 3, because you have to list out all 3 members. Or you can choose the option that all 3 have to sign off on those ones during the off weeks.
and that's just giving us permission, you guys permission to sign those outside of a public meeting.
Right.
That's all that's doing.
Right.
That I'm not supposed to write the check off the warrant unless you guys have signed it.
Right.
And that's supposed to be signed in a public meeting.
Right.
So that's just giving all of us permission to sign those 3 things, 3 or 4 items, no matter how you look at it. That those things can be signed outside of a public meeting, if you enact those policies.
Yes.
Okay. What do you guys think?
I guess I'm comfortable adopting one of them now, if you are. If not, we can do it next week, that's totally fine. If you
Yeah,
wanna
next
look-
week we're meeting anyway, so.
If you wanna look into it a little bit for comfortability, that's totally fine.
Because the only other option is to meet every week and sign the warrant.
Right. Do you wanna put it on agenda for next week?
If that's okay.
Yeah, totally fine, yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
It's not that I don't
No,
trust you, it's just
no,
that
and that way you
I'm
can
having a
read through
really
it.
Totally.
easy, like, I like to read something for myself and
No, that's
hopefully
fine.
try to understand it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And like I said, that one came directly off MMA. I didn't
Yeah.
read it super thoroughly.
No, I didn't.
Because I know
Yes, I
that's the
don't.
general one that towns use. So
And there's a lot of like
Just-
rural small towns that don't, maybe they meet bi-weekly with some people, and then some of the really small towns are not even getting that, so I was like, well, what do they do with their B&B?
Well, they
Yeah, I
probably
would
sign these
assume-
policies so they can.
Right, so I
Yeah.
just wanted to.
yeah, because the BMV does require based on the types of registration your town is allowed to do. And because we are what they call a new registration town, we have to submit it weekly. If you're I believe it's called limited, then it's a bi-weekly that you can send in your
Yes,
reports.
that's what I was reading, and
Yeah.
that's why I was like, well, why can't we do it bi-weekly?
Yeah, because limited, I think, is for those very small towns, and they
And
can
we don't
only do
qualify.
certain types of registration, so probably they
I
can only
see.
do like re-registrations.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
I
was
don't know
reading.
exactly what the limited is, but I know it's a much smaller scale. Like, we don't do everything, like, we can't do big trucks here.
Okay.
So, but we can process brand new registration, so that's why we fall under new reg, if that makes sense.
Probably limited is only taking the town tax, and then you go to Belfast and pay the state
Right,
tax.
something kinda like
Something
that, I'm
like that. That's
guessing.
usually probably what
Yeah.
limited is.
Yeah, or only re-registrations
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was reading, so.
Yeah.
All set?
Yes, I'm sorry,
I get-
yes.
I got 2. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So I need 2 votes. We've got to back up 2 votes, and I need 2 votes to back them up, for the addressing ordinance, or officer, sorry, not the ordinance. So reading the ordinance, we've got to reverse both the money that was asked for and approved by the last select board, and we've got to reverse the appointment of myself, because the ordinance does not allow an appointment. It's strictly the selectmen are the only one authorized by ordinance to do the addressing.
So
So
we're
I
addressing.
can't do it.
Which would explain why
Until you-
Kathy did that.
Yeah, until the ordinance is changed to something that allows you to appoint or does something completely different,
Mm-hmm.
this ordinance takes precedent.
Yep.
So it has to be followed. And I read it, it does not allow for appointment, it just says the ordinance shall be administered by the selectmen. Period. Well, it says more, but it does not give it the ability to appoint, so I would need
You guys want
probably to
vote on
back
it?
up both of them. So basically a vote to say, I'm gonna retract the
Yeah.
3, and you would retract the appointment, the approval of the 3, that you, Wayne, and Herb did. And then another vote to retract the appointment so that the clerical part is fixed and there's no,
Right. We need to retract the money and retract
the
the
appointment.
appointment.
And then
And
there's
then we're
no,
out.
that would be in the minutes, and then there's no
Right.
ramifications of anything hanging. You get what
Perfect.
I'm saying? Just so that, that would be I think the cleanest way to do it.
Yep.
And then it brings us back to the ordinance, which is in power. In play? You know
Sounds
what I mean?
good.
Until it gets, until you guys want, or you may want to keep it the same as you put on a bill.
Okay.
But until it gets changed, you cannot.
Sounds good.
So if that's all right,
Go ahead.
Make a motion to retract the vote for payment
yes, for the 3,000 stipend,
of addressing officer.
yes.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
And then to
Retract Craig.
retract the appointment of me.
Make a motion to retract the appointment of Craig Curtis as addressing officer.
Second.
All in
Sorry.
favor?
Perfect.
It's convoluted, but I think
Anything else?
that's the cleanest way. And then, just to let you know, there is 2 new addresses hanging, a road hanging, a re-address hanging, and a post office issue, where a address that was given many, many years ago is in the wrong place.
Do you want to email those to us?
I can. I
Okay.
will put them together in an email and get it to you
Okay.
when I can.
Perfect.
And then, yes, so that's what's come to me, but once I got reading, I was like, oh, and I was like, I had to put a stop, because if I started doing it, then it's gonna be a mess.
Kelly?
Yes, so, did the audit, I got another assessing bill. I don't know if you're interested, or we'll just wait till next week, another $200, a reval letter mailing. Those are the 2 ones, the one from last week and, that one. And I did, in my email, I did say, is this a scam? Is this really from you? Oh yeah, go ahead and pay it. And I said, well, the select board would like to meet
How
with
are they
you.
supposed to get paid? The assessor?
This isn't the assessors, this is something
Right, this is
something
something
they
you and I
contracted
did,
mailing
right.
out to.
Oh, like the stamps and the.
Yes, that was the
Yeah.
first one. This is another one that gives no explanation, just says reval letter mailing.
No.
And obviously, they're 2 separate companies that
Right.
he is using. And you guys seem surprised, I was surprised by it. You guys seem surprised, so that's why we decided to meet with him. And he will be here next week.
Okay,
So I'm just letting you know that I got another one. I assume the verdict is the same as the last.
definitely,
We will
we
hold
should
off.
wait till next week
Okay.
and find out what he's billing us for, so we understand.
So that is that. You need to get somebody to mow it down. Dad usually does it. He,
What is up with Kitty? She doesn't mow that?
no, this is something that's done once a year. Dad takes his mowing machine down and mows it. It's tall, it's heavy, it's mowed once a year. He will do it if you guys are in a pinch, but he doesn't care if he does it again. He's almost 80. So, he doesn't think a bush hog's gonna do it because it's steep, and he said he can lower his mowing machine down, because he said somebody will tip over down there. So that's something to think about. Like I said, if you just want to have Dad do it, again,
So that, not to be,
People in the letter were able to email.
I don't know, it's always been mowed, once we close the dump.
There was a legal requirement that it be mowed once a year.
I think so, and trees are gonna go up through it, and it's got a couple of exhaust pipes.
Is it years?
No, it's been gone.
So it's discontinued, and we still have to legally mow it?
I don't know how long we would actually have to do
That sounds silly.
But it's, Dad charges $150, I don't know what anybody
I
else
mean,
would charge.
that's like the Poland Road by my house, like, that doesn't get mowed.
The what?
The Poland Road?
no, this is the,
This is a land.
This is the dump.
Right, I understand, but it's discontinued is what I'm saying.
The dump,
So why
it's
do we
not the
have
road.
to continue to mow it?
it's, that, yeah, I know.
It always has been mowed, I don't know, I guess that was
That's what I'm thinking.
It doesn't, I
Yeah,
know,
no,
I
understand,
get you, I get,
that.
I
Yeah,
understand,
I
yeah.
understand your question. I don't know, I can ask Mom to see if there was an explanation, or if
If
that's
it was a
just a.
stipulation when it got
But
discontinued that it had to.
trees will grow up,
Yeah.
trees will grow up through it eventually, and it does have those stink pipes or whatever they are that come out of it, because it was, well, we have to find out.
If there's a legal
Yeah.
requirement.
And all I'm gonna say is Dad's putting his mowing machine away probably tomorrow, so you won't have him to do it after tomorrow.
Okay, is this something that
And
whoever
moral-
mows gets paid for?
Yes, Dad usually charges $150, Moral pays half because it was it was a joint dump, so they always pay half. So I would assume if you get an estimate from somebody else that's more, you might wanna check with Moral because they may say, nope, I'm only paying the 7. So I don't know the ins and outs of that, but Dad reminded me the other day, do they still want me to mow the dump? And I said,
Would he do it tomorrow?
Um,
Mrs. Moore?
I don't know, but I can ask. If you guys want
That'll give us
him,
time to research and find out if we actually still have.
or if you wanna find
Right.
somebody
If there's a
else.
time limit on it.
If you know of somebody else that wants to do it, his feelings will not, and going forward, I don't think he's almost 80. And I don't wanna take it over. When I mow our hay fields, I don't wanna go up and mow it up. So, it's just something to think about. I mean, I don't know if it's going away tomorrow, but.
Does anyone know the answer to that,
What's
that's
that?
here, if the dump needs to legally be mowed? Okay,
It's
so
part
then we
of
need to
the
research.
closure, and I'm not sure if it was forever,
Yeah.
Right.
That
I
was
know
my question,
part
how
of it,
long?
Right.
it was,
I'll ask him
That's been a
tomorrow.
long time
Yeah.
now.
It just seems silly, why are we maintaining it, you know?
Doesn't make any sense to me either.
But, okay,
I mean,
let's
who cares
maybe
if trees
find
grow
out
through it?
and,
Okay, then I
do you
will,
want him to do it in case there is a repercussion?
Yes, have him do it now, and we'll find out if we can discontinue.
In the future,
Okay.
in the future, okay.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
Go ahead.
Motion to have David
Littlefield.
mow it this year. Going forward, we will do the research to see if it needs to be done in the future.
And
Second,
I'll ask him.
love it.
Sides of the road.
It'll be done this week.
Okay, so you've got somebody, have you called Greeley, because he's already sent a bill?
Who?
Greeley, is that who's
Yes.
doing, that's who's doing it?
Sides
Okay.
of the road what?
Mowing the sides of
Both
the road.
sides of the road.
So the woman that does all the mowing for town doesn't do that?
No, she does the cemeteries
No.
here and now the fire department, that's it.
Okay, so that's another mowing bill then,
Yes, and I believe it's 26, because he's already sent it, he's already sent the bill.
2,600?
Well, you know what, is he using the cutter bar? Why can't he stop? Can you ask him if he'll stop and mow the dump?
I could
For an
ask.
extra money?
I could ask.
I mean, I don't know, it is steep. I don't know, I mean, the mowing machine holds,
Well, we've already made a motion.
okay, sorry,
I
sorry,
would,
yeah,
I would
you're
say
right,
stay
you're
with
right.
your dad, and then I can
Okay.
check with him if he wants to.
So sides of the road, once it's done, I'll pay that bill.
Yeah.
I got that, warrant policies, bank statements, okay. So, animal control. I am still not fighting, because I haven't done anything, but, so a long time ago, a couple years ago, we got this invoice from the emergency clinic in Rockport, in Warren, wherever it is. And after some research, it was a dog that was taken out of Belfast by a regular person brought down there. Belfast PD or whoever was called by the clinic said, oh no, that's not ours. So in the course of events, they changed their story. The person, not an animal control officer, not our animal control officer, a person brought it down. And they changed the story to say, no, they found it in Waldo. So it's like a $400 bill, $404.74, from a couple years ago. And we went round and round, and I even found out it was Kenny Hodgson, I think, that took it down, or Kenny Hodgson brought it to the Belfast Police Department, and he said, no, I told him I found it in Belfast. And he's the one that brought it, so, I mean, I know Kenny, so I got it straight from him. So there's some sort of disconnect here, and I thought it was all settled.
So Belfast won't pay the bill?
No, Belfast won't, and they keep sending it to us, and I thought, like I said, I thought it was
Keep
all
saying
over.
no.
Okay, I just,
But return the sender.
yeah, and I talked to him several times on the phone, the gentleman that does the billing for the emergency clinic, that, hey, from my research, that dog was found in Belfast. That's why I think another policy needs to be set, this is just my opinion, that the ACO, there's some sort of communication. Geez, I'm taking a cat down to the emergency clinic, so when we get a bill, we know, or at least call, hey, I've got this cat that it's bad, I gotta take it to the emergency clinic. And then, I mean, don't you think that way we're not blindsided by something like this? And I don't know that we should be paying for any Tom, Dick, and Harry to pick up a cat that was run over and take it somewhere.
Right.
Because how do we know that they didn't pick it up in Belfast or in
Right.
Brooks?
Or
And just
drop
say,
it
oh,
here.
Waldo will pay for that. But that's again something to think about. So I don't know, just keep, this is my file on it from 2 or 3 years. And it'd been a year or so since I'd gotten any correspondence and forgot.
I mean, if there's no proof that the the animal was picked up here.
Right.
So,
That
the
should
legal
go-
repercussions of the bill being unpaid
That should
seem,
go through our CO.
Yes.
right, but.
And I did, and it wasn't even Perry at the time, I mean,
Yeah,
it was like 21 or 22. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's still a hanging thing, and if you guys wanna think about a policy for the ACO. I mean, I think that protects us, because $400 and for, I think it was quill removal. And then they ended up giving them their rabies vaccine while they're in there.
Of course.
So that's something to think about with policies going forward with her and the emergency clinics around. Hey, just so you know, if you get something from Waldo,
Right.
we're only paying X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, and I would
What
just,
did they charge for the rabies?
18.
Hmm?
$18
Well, that's not too bad.
3 years ago.
I think
That's
it would
about
also be, you know, prudent to just send an email or like a, you know, letter with the bill that says there's no proof that this animal was picked
Yeah,
up.
oh,
here,
I've got email after email in here and phone calls.
So we're not paying the bill.
Yeah, well, it's up to you guys if you want me
We're
to,
not paying the bill.
okay. Because like I
If
said,
Kenny said it was found in Belfast, we're not paying that bill.
Right. Yeah.
That's,
yeah, and
That's
it
it.
was,
I mean, I don't know why that would fall on us.
right.
right.
Common
Because
sense,
Belfast
fine.
didn't want to pay it and then they
Right.
Wow.
changed the story.
And also a lot of places around, they get confused, even though it may be Belfast, all they think is Waldo County.
County.
They think that
Right.
we're Waldo County headquarters.
Right.
Instead of an actual town called Waldo.
Yeah.
So that happens all the time with a variety of things.
Yes,
So that also could have been why it initially came to us,
Yeah.
is they were like, oh, where's Belfast located? Waldo County. Okay,
Yeah.
let's look them up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Craig?
Has anybody gotten any feedback from the land assessment? Good, bad?
He's coming next week, so everybody can ask him.
No, I mean, the mailing already went out
Oh.
to everybody.
Did he email you guys back about that?
I didn't ask him about that. I
Oh,
only
okay.
asked him about the bills and asked him to come.
Okay,
So my parents' land, they emailed him and he sent the information and it literally says residential waterfront.
What?
Residential waterfront,
Lake 137, 131.
yeah,
Yeah.
on top of the hill.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and then they're billing my parents as new build, and something else to do with it, it's weird. I don't know if you've gotten any other feedback, but the whole thing seems wonky and $65,000 for an acre is a bit,
Ridiculous.
well, and
Yep.
who's gonna be able to afford to stay here?
And why is he
Not
doing 1
one
acre when
person.
our minimum is 2?
Right.
Right,
That's a good
that's
question.
exactly what I said.
That was the
It's
first
like,
thing I
huh?
thought of, like, why is he doing 1 acre when our minimum is 2?
Lots are 2
Well,
acres.
So I was gonna ask if he still has hours here at the town office.
He
because-
does, the third Tuesday of the month from 3 to 6.
Okay.
Yes.
You're gonna bring the
I-
stormtroopers?
I need to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a discussion with him.
Let's go,
myself.
George.
He's going to be here
I do
next
too.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
actually, the
Yeah.
15th. He will be in the office, but he's also coming to this meeting where
Yep.
folks will be able to hopefully get some answers. I believe you guys probably have a lot of
Absolutely.
questions to address, which will hopefully answer
Everyone's
most
questions.
people's questions.
When's he coming?
The one, next Tuesday, the 15th.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that, in regards to it, yes, the number is shocking. I was shocked when we got our own bill. The thing to remember, even though I don't love this number that has been presented, is our mill rate should go down drastically if everyone's land valuations are going up that way. So even though our land valuations may have doubled, doesn't mean our tax bills are going to double.
I totally
Right.
Because
understand
the
whole
school budget
process.
did drop by
Yeah.
over $10,000 a month. I just got the notice the other day. The town and county budgets did go up a little bit, so hopefully, realistically, we should see our tax bills somewhere in the same ballpark that it was last
What
year.
did you get for a number in the county?
I don't have,
I got that months ago.
yeah,
It still went up 30%.
30? No, no, no.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't have the county one, that one goes to Kelly. I got the,
Look here.
Prove it.
Prove it.
30.
So
Yeah,
I
we talked
think
about that one already.
there's a lot of questions, obviously, about the acreage. What happens if you have 50 acres, 100 acres? You know, there's just a lot going into this, and it's very clear they need to,
The breakdown
show
that
some
I saw
comps.
was they had it for 1 acre for 65.
right,
2 through 5 was 2,000
Yep.
an acre, and then
5 through
Five.
20, or 6 through 20, excuse me,
yeah,
is
it's like
1,000.
and then it
And
goes
then
from there.
after 20 is 700 per acre.
And then what's wasteland, what's undeveloped
Right.
land, you have
Yeah.
no idea.
there's just a lot
I
of
mean, they have
questions.
There are.
developed property that I have on my taxes that doesn't have a well or a septic,
Yeah.
but it's developed, cause there's a fucking bar.
It's not, yep, in my opinion, it's not developed if there's no well and septic, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
That's, yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of questions, but
Yeah.
I
Oh,
would urge
yeah.
everybody to come and ask them.
And he will be here, just to clarify, next Monday,
Yeah.
The 14th.
the 14th.
And if you're not able to attend that meeting, like I said, he will be at the town office from 3 to 6
Yep.
on Tuesday, the 15th.
Right, the day after.
Yep.
Yep.
To answer
Here in
questions.
August, too?
Yes, he comes the third Tuesday of every month. Yep.
We're gonna need a third home.
Right.
Yeah, we were gonna have to
Yeah,
have there, for
probably.
sure.
Yeah, and that's
That's
fine,
fine.
if that's what needs to happen. You know, Jim has always said that he's happy to answer
Mhm.
questions. So, and I think the biggest question for most people is, where do you get 65,000?
Exactly.
Like, where does that, how do you get to that figure?
The comps
Um,
obviously aren't even close, so
Yes.
I think that he's got some.
But there's no third.
Yes, so,
Nothing's
Yeah, I thought
so
Herb
close
said
to
at the
that.
time.
No, and I think that
well,
was
it's not
maybe
much
Third
more, if you look at other towns that have
30%,
revals
4 million.
recently, they're
Okay,
half,
yeah, my bad.
so.
And what about when you parcel off your land, if it's right next to each other, you know, if you're trying to save land for your grandchildren,
Take me some.
Yeah, you have to keep it all as one lot,
you have to keep it all as one lot
or else you're
now.
paying the 40 or
Right.
65
Again.
for each additional. Yeah.
Right, right.
I think I called to
There's,
ask for that.
it's ridiculous,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think that we can handle this next week
Yeah.
and ask all our questions then.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I guess I didn't know if there was any feedback yet.
But,
So
oh yeah,
the
no.
last one-
Yes, I have
Did
that.
you,
I
did
don't
that
know
answer
that.
it for you,
Said
Craig?
160,000.
Did that answer
Yeah,
it
this is the
for
new
this
one.
week?
This is a new one. It said
Probably have to
disregard
Tell them
this.
not to pay anything.
They-
No, I'm probably gonna have to send my parents
This is
to the
not a
next
bill,
one, because
invoices will be sent
my
separately.
mother has all the
So that's
questions.
the
and
Okay.
This is not the total.
You don't have water for
So
They
there's
sent-
160,000.
Ain't no water there.
Right,
I think it was 130 last year.
So, just to complete Bob's appointment to EMA, can you guys sign
oh,
this?
yes.
So, there's 3 lines for you guys. I know you already made the motion, I can just make it legal on our.
Thank you.
That's for Bob.
So any other questions?
We
Bob,
need to,
EMA.
we need to, think about
Where?
that lien foreclosure on the Westcott Stream Road. Whether we're gonna pursue it, I can't get a hold of anybody down there, so it's gonna cost a lot. It's gonna cost,
Where are you at in that process? Like, have they
Nowhere.
been served or?
nope, I had him served with, that his lien had foreclosed,
Okay.
and that's it. But I don't even know if he got it. He was, the person staying in his house, was served and said that he would give it to him.
I did hear from a neighbor that he is back on the property.
He is, but I don't have his right phone number.
So do we wanna reach back out to
Westcott Stream.
Down, way down?
the sheriff's
What
department
line
and
is
have them
I
follow up?
don't know.
I
He's
can
not
if you
super
guys
far down.
want
He's
me
probably
to
like 3 or 4 in, I would think.
start going.
I would
Not
say
super
yes.
far.
I mean, I know it's a process, but
Yeah, no, I know.
Gosh.
We don't want it, I'll tell you that. I mean, it makes Israel Taj Mahal.
Right. Yeah,
But that's one, but that's
exactly.
one way to
We
get
don't
rid
want
of it.
anything.
Right.
I
Technically,
went,
someone
I
will buy
went
it
down
and
there
do it.
one summer.
Yep.
I was standing up, and I was drunk, and I was like, oh.
so let's maybe say for you to follow up with the sheriff's department on that lien? Or does that fall to
I
you or
don't-
to us?
No, well, technically,
Us?
to foreclose on a property and do everything I did last time, can be the board.
Okay.
But 90% of the time, they appoint the treasurer to take care of it, and that's what happened last time. So,
If you're comfortable, I would say you already know what's going on in that scenario.
ish.
Kelly, I wouldn't go down without a,
No,
without
no,
a
I'm not going
deputy.
down,
What?
I've already said I'm not going down.
Okay,
Yep.
but if anybody goes down
Yeah,
there,
that's-
No, I've
go
warned my
with
husband
law
down there.
enforcement.
The police warned, the police have warned
Yeah,
anybody
we've been
who goes
warned.
down
And,
there.
So-
and Dale, when
Yeah.
Dale served him down there with the the notice that he has been foreclosed upon, he said, it's a good thing you didn't come down here, he said, this is dangerous, he said.
It
"You don't
is.
come down."
Yes.
Can we contact the sheriff's department and tell them, like, please don't serve anybody except
Yes,
such and such?
yeah, he called me, Dale called me
If
that night.
somebody enters
Yep.
the door,
Right.
it
Yep.
can't be just
Right.
Joe Blow from Kokomo, it's got to
Yep.
be the landlord.
I thought that's how it
Dale-
went anyway.
No, Dale called me that night, and he
It's
said,
supposed to.
I think so.
he's not here, but so-and-so is here. And he said, can I serve him? And I said, what are the legalities of that? And he
Right.
said, it says on my paper that if I identify who it is and say that it was 100% legal and that it's a valid survey. And I said, well, then if that's the case, then go ahead and do it. But you're right, that
Yeah,
I don't know what to serve him.
Because all he has to do is say, I didn't get it.
Right, right. If
But
he-
Dale says that's not an argument because of the way Dale did it and what his paper says.
who's Dale?
Dale's the server, Dale Cross.
They're probably-
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, but no, I'm with you.
I would like to see, and I know it's gonna be another, what, $75?
I would
90.
say go for it.
90? I would like to see him served
Yeah.
in his hand.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
And don't
No
just
question
give it
about
to
it.
someone
I would
else.
like to have him served in hand.
And maybe I'll call Dale and find out what can we do now that if we think he's back there, what's the best route to know that he's
Okay,
there,
yes, okay, all right,
too?
Yeah,
That Dale might for me just say, yep, he is down there.
okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
I would say go for it. So follow up with that.
That's what I was afraid you were gonna say.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, West, there's a potential commercial going down there too.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just let you know that.
Commercial?
Yep.
Grill?
Commercial
Like an
dog,
advertisement?
dog kennel.
Commercial.
Oh,
Oh,
How far
oh.
down?
I mean, like an
On the end of,
advertisement?
Ridge, on the end of Ridge. Yeah, down in that mess.
There's a house for sale too down that way.
So I'm not sure if it's
Can you
gonna go
imagine?
through because they're gonna have to rebuild the road.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a big roadblock.
But I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I haven't seen the application yet, I just heard they came and said they were gonna potentially do that, so that might be down the road, down there.
Lucky.
The planning board will tackle it when it comes in. So I just wanna let you know.
Anything else?
No.
We didn't really go into public comment?
I think we,
I mean, we
Covered
we
it.
basically did, but I didn't officially say.
yeah.
So is everybody comfortable with that having been public comment?
Does anybody have anything else? they
Anything
want
else?
to comment
Anything else?
Or question?
All
So
set.
we're adjourned.
We are adjourning at
Bloody a June.
7:04.
Love it.